Evening, and welcome to a filler episode for Prismatic Dragonfly Tavern. For some reason, we have not been able to meet tonight, so we are instead going to bring you a fun little side adventure. Um, so my name is Jillian. I'm going to be your fantastic DM tonight. We are going to be playing a D&D 5e game, and I'll let everyone go around and just quickly introduce yourself and who you're playing tonight.
You want to call us off since we're not sitting at a table this time?
I suppose we can do that. Bailey, you spoke first, so you get to go.
Well, I'm Vale. Some of you might recognize me as one of the regulars from the stream. Tonight, I am playing a Clockwork Soul Sorcerer for our little adventure. Her name is Celia Navarro. She is a tiefling and a graduate of the prestigious Magic Academy who has somehow gotten mixed up with all of these people.
Frey?
Hello, I'm also from PDT normally. Today I am playing a Leonin paladin named Centurion for our game today.
Dustin?
Hi, I'm Dustin, and I am playing a Order of the Order of the Scribe Dwarf Warlock Camroik Woldback.
And Sir Onyx, whose real name I realize I don't know.
I'm Gage. My online pseudonym is Sir Onyx. I'm not normally here, but hey, I'll give this a go. I'll have some fun here. I am playing John Towers, a human fighter, a sort of almost not quite bumbling city watchman who thinks he might have a trail here.
All right. And can I get everyone else's character names?
All
You go
right.
first, Vale.
Well, I was about to say, once again, it is Celia Navarro.
I'm playing
Right.
Centurion.
And mine is Camroik Woldback.
I say that one more time.
Camroik Woldback.
All right. Excellent. So, for tonight, you are all an adventuring group, gaining some renown throughout the land. On your travels, you ran into the Weathermore family, poor human farmers who informed you that their very wealthy landlord, a Baron Feathersnap, took a family heirloom, a dwarven helm once gifted to the family patriarch a few generations back. The new Baron claimed that they had evidence that the Weathermores had missed a few rent payments during the last years of his mother's life, the late Baroness, and claimed the helm as repayment. They have offered to pay you 100 gold pieces, their entire savings, if you can acquire and return this beloved trinket. For whatever means you'd use, you believe their story to be truthful and have agreed to the job. And it so happens that tonight is the Baron's winter solstice ball. So while there will be heightened security, there will be plenty of strange people about the manor. So, you have had about a day to prepare for this. As you are getting ready to presumably infiltrate the manor and acquire this helm, is there anything you would do to prepare ahead of time?
Have a drink with my friends.
Solid decision.
I'll with my little investigator ability, I'll be asking around town, seeing if there's any rumors going on about this Baron, Do people generally think that they, would steal this helm, or if this is an unusual crime for him?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. See who you run into.
Let's see. Investigation. That is a 14. I have a digital dice roller.
That works. Digital dice usually are kinder to me.
Not to me.
Oh. Depends on the platform. So as you kind of asking about town, fairly smoothly, not suspiciously at all, you're able to talk to a couple people who are willing to give varying degrees of information. Some people you can tell are perhaps a little bit on the shifty side. They don't want to say anything too bad, so everything's very surface level, polite, nice. He's a good landlord, merchant in the town, all that good stuff. But you find one or two people who are a bit more disgruntled. One is another tenant farmer who also got hit with similar accusations, though they just had payment, essentially. Though they also insist that they were, all accounts were fine. And there's another individual, a wealthier, higher class, a Mr. John Smith. We're gonna go. Yeah, he's a very generic person.
Yes, a fellow John, of course.
Yes.
How could he lie
That's-
to me with
that's how
my
you
own
bond.
name?
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Johns don't
Yes.
lie to other Johns.
No, absolutely not. So this Mr. Smith knows Baron Feathersnap on a more personal level. And he was recently cheated in a card game and is not pleased. So he is willing to tell you exactly what he thinks of this man's character, which is that it's, he's a rotten cheat, a spoiled brat who too big for his britches, essentially. And he's actually going to be at the party tonight. So he feels like maybe some shenanigans should go down to kind of bring him down a notch or two and remind him of the fact that he's part of an aristocracy, but he's pretty low on the totem pole. So,
Of course, that is a great idea, Mr. Smith.
well, I'm glad you think so. Too bad you won't be there. But perhaps you'll hear tales of whatever happens to go down.
Oh, I mean, I could help you out if you get me invited. I mean, surely this man is too big for his britches. He needs as much coming down on him as possible.
To bring him down a notch.
Yeah, I mean, with both of us, with both Johns on the case, we can bring him down, dare I say, 3 notches tonight.
Power of
True,
two
and there will be
Johns
another
coming
John
together.
without the H there. What?
Power of two Johns coming together, certainly.
Yeah.
Um, make a persuasion roll.
Okay, well, let's hope my dice do not kill me now. Please, please, please. Yeah, that's a 4.
Very good.
Do I get advantage for being a fellow John?
Fortunately, no.
Ah, okay.
Well, as much as I would love the assistance, and I mean, someone of such a good name obviously must be quite a fun individual. Unfortunately, I don't think I could secure an invitation in such short notice.
Of course. Well, if you ever need another John for another grand shenanigan, feel free to invoke my name.
keep that in mind.
I'm thinking I would like to. So Camroy's kind of a history nerd himself, and I would like to know if maybe there's a kind of mid-level perfunctory position that would be like maybe some sort of bureaucratic position visiting in from out of town that I might be able to convince that maybe we are a part of that could get us into the party. Someone that this nobleman, this baron, might want to try to impress if we think we're in with them. That might be able to get us into this party.
Yeah. You ask around town, especially, hanging out at the local tavern. And there is a spice merchant in town who came in. So you are able to have him pointed out to you. And he's sitting kind of in the corner by himself.
Oh. I'll go up and say, "Oh, hello, good sir. I hear that you're a merchant. Do you have a lot of dealings in this town with the baron and the lovely people of this townstead?"
Not too much. But I feel like this could be an interesting market, and I know a few people in town. So hopefully tonight will be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very fortuitous. Will help my business.
Oh,
I'm sorry, who are you?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Camroy Wardback, and I'm looking to get a chance to get into the festivities tonight. We have a proposition for the Baron, and we were kind of looking to see if we might be able to accompany you into the party. We thought maybe I could help you out with some of the, let's say, maybe legal in and outs of your business here in the town. I am of course a licensed scribe and would offer my services if required.
Good. That could be very helpful. Um, he's going to introduce himself as Xavier Greenleaf. He's a half elf. It kind of checks out. Make a persuasion roll.
Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh, it's a 2.
Oh no.
Turning
Question.
into me.
We're gonna put that guy on the bench for now.
Question. Are you by yourself, or are you okay with people
I
following you?
imagine this was probably somewhere. If this is a spice merchant, this is probably at like a tavern or something, where I mean, I imagine probably several of us could have gone into this. It's a public area, I imagine.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
If it's all right, I'll be there with you. But that's all. I just wanted to make sure that I would be there with you.
Okay, good to know you got my back.
Yeah.
Would it be wrong to assume that the other John was also in this tavern?
They're over at the John's Club, the local John's
Yeah,
Club.
yeah. Of course, the local John's
We
Club.
couldn't get in there, as not being John's ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I think it would be fair that John and John were also there.
Of course, of course. Good to know. Good to know.
Since at least two of you are there, did you want to do anything to help with this?
Sure.
Anything.
And I would be willing to, and he like butts in, scoots right next to
Sure.
our lovely friend here.
Let's sweeten the deal.
Yes, we could get you a lot of drinks. Check this out. And he whips out a tankard of plenty and slams it on the counter. So here I have, and he like chugs it all down, empty, and he slams it down again. He shows it's empty, and then he does the there's a magical word component with it, if I remember, and it fills back up. He says, "Check this out."
That is a very neat trick. It's definitely good to have at a party. You know what? Either you can roll, or Dustin, if you want to roll with it, I guess with advantage, you can do that.
I'll give him advantage.
What? Okay. All right. Let's. Oh my gosh. That is only an checking to see if I've got anything in my repertoire that can help with that. That is only an 8.
With advantage?
Dang.
Or just my other. Or do you want me to re-roll the original die too?
No, that was the reroll.
I counted that original die as the original roll, and this re-roll is yes gets me to an 8.
We're not very persuasive tonight, now are we?
No kidding.
Indeed.
Ooh, tough crowd.
That's
Mhm.
a rough crowd.
Well,
Well, if you do change your mind and you decide you do need the need of my scribe services, my compatriots' never-ending tankard, then by all means, please let us know.
no, absolutely. I just think appearing too ready for business could be uncouth.
Understandable. Let me give you my card, and I just whip out a small piece of paper, and then I magically make a quill appear in my hand and just kind of write my name on it, and then hand it to him.
I appreciate that. So perhaps I'll see you there.
Perhaps. Well, that was a bust.
All right.
A good attempt, my friend.
Why? Thank you. Maybe we should investigate the manor to see maybe if a way that doesn't involve us attempting to persuade people
Yeah,
can be acquired. Maybe if there's some
yeah.
other way we can get into the manor without us having to talk our way into it, as that does not seem to be going well.
I could attempt.
I
Question:
mean,
when is the party?
Kind of early. It starts early in the evening, so you have a couple of hours.
Cool.
so I think while this has been going on, Celia has been talking to like some of the incoming guests and sort of dignitaries attending. Acting alone? Well, that's hardly improper.
Of what John gathered, but you also hear that he quite a proficient high places. Emily, who people say is either very kind of standish girl of about uncle who is from the family. Most
Okay.
okay. Okay.
A double-digit number. That's good.
Yes, indeed.
meet a Kurt like, yeah, no, that would be good. I don't want to be Kurt like, yeah, no, that would be good. I don't want to be like, I don't want to look weird. So I'll get
Dinners as well. Oh, who does? Yes, Emil, could you imagine showing up to one of these without at least a butler?
I mean, yeah, you just kind of
Then Celia like, just turns around, turns to the group. By the time she's back with the group, just completely back to stony face, like,
Fantastic.
all right.
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. All dressed for the retainers. as you reach the manor. It's not a huge house, but definitely for really anything else around it, it is quite accessible via the snow and partially obscured by shrub in light of the building. You can see the beginnings of, as you kind of reach the stairs, you can see that there are guards on either side of the door, and then you have fancy.
The day
Look at
planner.
Making sure that her appointments are kept.
look at this. Look at this fancy man with his literacy.
At least he can read.
Centurion,
Yeah.
can you not read?
These are
No, he can't.
questions Centurion was not prepared to answer. Touchy
He
subject.
cannot read.
Takes me a
Emmerich
second.
and I have a very small book club, apparently.
I can enthusiastically look at the pages at least and cheer you on.
Enjoys a good picture book.
I sure do. I like the pictures.
Thankfully, we're in a time where most people aren't super literate, so you're actually not strange.
I hope not. What's your character
Alright.
name, Phil?
Celia.
Cilia. My darling Cilia, come, let us usher you in.
Of course. Shall we?
Of course, and if she allows, I'll take her arm in mine, even though I'm big. I don't know how big you are.
Oh yeah, no, she'll do the proper, like, I'm resting my hand in the crook of your elbow, like I'm being escorted thing. And I think I forgot to mention this, but her tiefling subtype is actually the winged variant, so she's got her wings like folded down like a little capelet,
Oh, cute.
and just walks right in with him, expecting the other two to follow, or at least pretend to follow until they can slip off somewhere.
Oh yeah, we'll be
Yeah, that'll work.
behind in tow.
I can do that. Maybe.
All right. That's ominous.
Maybe.
Well, you four of you make your way up the stairs, and one of the guards stops you. He has a list, and he just asks the names of the guests.
Our lovely charge Cilia and her 3 retainers. I, however, am a guard. Actually, so is my gentleman friend over here. I'll gesture to John.
Hello.
And her lovely scribe.
Yes, yes.
Ah, yes, I have you as the companion of a Lord Isgon. Is that correct?
Yes, I am visiting.
Excellent. You may proceed. And as you enter into kind of the grand entranceway, everything is decorated in, pine boughs, ribbons, tons of candles everywhere. There seems to be like enchanted, essentially fairy lights, floating around to really give this a nice kind of magical feel. It's decently, loud and everyone's socializing and all that, but it's not too cramped. This is not, making your way onto a dance floor at a club. It's much more civilized and dignified than that. As you enter, assuming you have like a coat or something, that will be taken from you. And John and Amric, someone's going to come up to you and be like, "Are you accompanying your employer?"
Oh,
Yes.
of course, of course.
Yes, yes.
Will she be requiring rooms?
Yes, of course.
Very well. In that case, you should probably go downstairs, retrieve her things, and I believe the third bedroom on the left is still available. And he's clearly like kind of trying to shoo you away.
Yes. We'll go get ourselves set up in the lodgings. Yes, we will go take care of that.
Yes, that is what we will definitely be doing. I'll, nod and scurry off.
hmm And yeah, we'll as we're kind of heading towards the area towards downstairs. Keep an eye out for uh, somewhere that looks like it might be a good way to try and maybe access the the Baron's quarter, like the area where the Baron's quarters might possibly be. Like look for
Yeah,
stairs that lead up into into the mansion that is not the areas for the party or something like that.
yeah. I'm gonna keep an eye out for where they store the family jewels.
That door that says family jewels on it that every house
Exactly.
has.
Yeah, the
Every
big locked
mansion.
up one.
Um, so as you're kind of pointed towards a bit of the wall that sticks out a little bit, clearly a hidden staircase, so the servants aren't seen too much. You do see that kind of towards the left side of the house where it is quieter. There's a couple of doors uh, down the corridor. One is partially open. It looks like a sitting room. You do see a couple people in there. But then there's, two more doors. And you would generally know that likely there is going to be an office here where Varen will be doing his business. And then there's also if you get all the way to those stairs, you can go down towards the kitchens where everything's very busy, or there is a staircase up if you would prefer to access the second floor, where you might be able to find his bedroom.
Are there any guards like actively posted at the stairways, or are they just kind of
No.
on the down?
There's enough company here that if someone were to be standing on the staircase, it would be highly in the way. And as someone comes up carrying a giant platter of kind of a wobbly gelatin based dessert, you know that there would probably be a lot of anger if a clumsy guard were to cause issues and ruin a lovely, centerpiece or something like that. So no, this is a relatively unguarded area.
Okay. Um, let's see. Are there any of these as we're walking down towards towards where the guest quarters are going to be? Do we notice if there's any like trays set up that are waiting for like a servant to pick them up and take them elsewhere in the manor?
Yeah, so you head down the stairs and you come into almost like a mud room, and you see various trunks and boxes, all that good stuff, luggage that's being, carried kind of back up the stairs as the guests who are going to be staying here, their retinue is helping get them set up. But yes, there are several trays that are still waiting to go up. One looks like kind of a past hors d'oeuvre situation. Another is like a giant roast that is it is really due to go up any minute.
And so as we're passing by, I'll just kind of nudge John. John, if we take
Yeah.
one of those trays, I think maybe that might be our ticket.
Oh,
We can just
that-
wander
yeah,
the house.
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. They're gonna want food everywhere.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
not on the ground, but
yes,
you
maybe
you
not
get
quite
it.
everywhere, but
You know,
yeah.
many
might-
places.
I think we can take one of those trays, and if we just go up the stairs, it doesn't look like anyone's gonna stop
Yeah,
us.
I mean, if anyone asks, we just say we're bringing his lordship food.
Exactly. So grab one of those trays.
Yeah,
We'll head
yeah.
towards the stairs,
I'll grab a tray.
and
This
we'll
is a
just
genius move.
head towards the stairs.
Okay, well, now I need to ask because this might dictate what attention you receive. Are you grabbing the hors d'oeuvres or are you grabbing the roast?
I like that there's a distinction.
I mean, look, those attract two very different kinds of attention.
Yeah. I would probably grab the hors d'oeuvres unless if there's like specifically like serving trays to like bring parts of the roast around the party. I might grab one of those if those exist. But I'm not going to grab the entire roast and walk off with it. That feels even little old John Towers thinks that is maybe not a genius move.
Yeah, so you grab that tray and you both head back up. While you've been kind of investigating that situation and coming up with your cover plan to get back into the party, Celia and Centurion, what have you been doing in these few minutes?
Well,
Oh, yeah, you go ahead.
Celia's plan, she's open to suggestions from Centurion, is basically to leave the skullduggery to Camric and John. And her goal is to just play the social game here and kind of keep attention on the party proper regardless of what's happening, and also just try to absolutely find some way to trash the Baron's reputation in a more overt manner, because she's a little too lawful to do the stealing back of things herself, but she's absolutely willing to go, oh no, this bitch just needs to become complete persona non grata on this continent.
Centurion would agree with that. He would happily help. That was exactly my thought. Uh, how do you suggest that we go about doing this skull digging? You said, or no, they would be doing the skull digging. We would be doing something else.
Yes, could you be a little quieter, Centurion? Please, just a bit.
Yes, you're right. He'll like slouch a little and get close. What do you suggest we go about doing? Do we go on the dance floor and capture the attention of the audience, I suppose?
Uh, First, I think we need to mingle and see a bit more about just who our audience is. I don't quite see the Baron yet, and she'll take another look to make sure that's still the case.
Yeah, so if you're still just kind of hanging out in the foyer, you don't see anyone who seems to be the host of the party. It's generally people, kind of meeting right upon arrival, so they're catching up. But for the most part, people are starting to disperse into either the card room, the dining room, or the ballroom.
No, that makes sense. In that case, I think, as tradition, you have to make your grand entrance through the ballroom, obviously.
Certainly. What role am I playing other than your guardian, or is that what I am?
My seneschal.
What is that?
We'll get into it later.
Okay. And he'll follow you.
All right. So you head down the hallway and in through these very elaborately carved wooden double doors. The ballroom, for the most part, is encased it's all windows. For the most part, pillars kind of in between each that are decorated with flowers and candelabras, lovely chandelier. And there's about, 15 or 20 couples dancing, more people kind of hanging around the side. But you do see pretty close to you, actually, is the person you can only presume is indeed the Lord Aaron Feathersnap. He's dressed in a very nice, like bright red suit. It's flashy and glittery. Lots of silks, lots of feathers.
Oh, he's trying way too
Embroidered
hard.
on it. It's
He's
not just like
trying way
plumage.
too hard.
Very much so. Um, so he's talking with a few people. And also, kind of as you scan the room, you do see the dear sweet blue dragonborn, the Lord. What did I? Iskin. Um, kind of like hanging out in the corner with like his champagne glass that's way too small for his hand. Just kind of trying not to make eye contact with anyone. He's very much out of his element, the poor guy.
Oh, he's going to get eaten alive.
Didn't seem much like cannibals to be here.
It's just a figure of speech.
Oh! I see.
You don't, but it's fine.
My eyesight isn't that bad. Should we help your friend, or
We'll make our way over there, but let us see what we find first. And she'll kind of just go through all the introductions. You know, there's a process to these things. You make your way through, you get announced, so on and so forth. You know, Celia Navarro, the Esperanza aspirant houses, etc., etc. Which it's true, but it's far enough away nobody here knows what the fuck that means.
Yes.
So, like, she's practiced this shit. It's like, okay, we go through, we don't make any waves yet, we listen, and we find the place to stir the pot.
the kitchen?
Centurion,
Yes.
I need you to practice your silence.
Okay. And he'll shut his mouth, but he's still smiling.
All right. Yes, the master of ceremonies announces you. People pay attention in the way that anyone is going to look at who's being announced. But no one's like, oh my gosh, we absolutely don't know you. And the Baron isn't like, what, an invader? It goes very smoothly. And as you kind of start to walk about the room, you know, people nod to recognize that you're a fellow guest, but otherwise, it's just very festive and nice.
Cool. So yeah, she's just gonna kind of slowly like make my way through the room. Oh hi, how are you? Let me make these introductions, and just whole time like, okay, who's bad mouthing who? Who's gonna cause problems tonight? Who wants to sleep with whose wife, etc., etc., etc. Just trying to pick up any detail she can to make an absolute mess of this party.
Roll an insight check.
$17.
All right. You can look around the crowd, and having come from a background that would expose you to these kinds of social situations, you can tell that some of the people who are conversing with the Baron obviously are kind of humored on listening to him speak, almost like he's probably putting his foot in his mouth. But they're entertaining him since he thinks he's so self-important. You notice a couple of young ladies kind of huddled in a corner together, whispering very excitedly about something, including one in a very similar red feathered dress. Who does bear a very similar resemblance to the Baron. And there are some older ladies who already seem a little bit too drunk for the evening, and it's kind of what you're picking up.
Where should we start?
Well, you never start with the host that makes you look like a social climber. And she kind of considers for a moment. It's like, Centurion,
Yes.
be a darling and go attend to those women for a moment. And she gestures towards the older ladies. Just send the nice, charming, just send the nice, charming man over there to take care of them for a little bit. See if they're a little drunk and drop something. Maybe he notices. And she's going to go talk to the group of nobles and merchants that are more her own age.
What would you like me to try and see from them?
Just see what they have to say about the other attendees.
You got it. I love gossip, and he kind of shuffles his way over.
As you two are doing that, this is about the time that Camric and John would come in with your tray of orders. You were stopped a few times on your way this way as you're searching for your well, I'm not going to presume that. Are you guys heading towards the rest of your party members, or what were you doing once you get back up?
Oh, I figured we were going deeper in.
Yeah, the plan. I think our plan is get further into the manor and try to use that opportunity because it seems like they don't necessarily aren't too terribly concerned about security once you're on the list. They don't seem to be too terribly concerned about what's going on here. So we're just going to use that to maybe get further into the house, try and see if we can maybe look around and see if we can find where maybe the Baron might be keeping, some of his valuables that maybe we might be able to locate as the place where the helm might be kept.
Ye old ancestral heirlooms, please.
Yes, the family jewels door, as we described
Exactly.
earlier.
Yes.
It's important to keep that guarded.
Yeah.
Guarded but well labeled.
Yes, yeah. It's always important
Yeah.
to have proper labeling.
Of course.
Yes. Okay. Are you going to start on the main floor or go up to the second floor?
I think we can go up to the second floor.
That sounds good, yeah.
All right. So as you snake your way up the stairs, it eventually there's a door that you could kind of guess through deduction is going to lead you onto that second floor. You open it up and it's into a very long hallway that's just lined with pretty much family portraits and various pieces of artwork. You can hear the party kind of downstairs, but for the most part, there's no one really here. There's a couple of, some of the servants that you saw downstairs kind of heading towards the very far side of everything, helping fill the guest rooms. But on this side, what you can kind of tell would be the family side. It's quiet and dark.
The good news
Well.
is, being a dwarf, I do have dark vision, but also I have the light spell. So I kind of carry just a little bauble rock that kind of just hangs from my lapel, and I'll just touch that to kind of give just a little bit of low light, just to kind of give us a little bit to help us see.
Yeah, I could definitely use some help. I don't have much dwarf in my blood. But wouldn't it be more official if the food was glowing?
I think that might raise some eyebrows. I don't think they have any translucent sea life on the bioluminescent sea life on the menu tonight.
Oh,
Yeah, this is
I
a
mean, you
pretty
never
landlocked
know.
area.
Yeah.
You never know.
So yeah, I'll just kind of use that to kind of give us some light around so we can see a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is far from pitch black. It's just like really dim, but this gives you a little bit more light to work with. Um, so as you kind of start making your way in, what are you looking for, or how are you going about this? Are you just opening up doors willy-nilly, or
I mean, I imagine that where he, I would think that as a my little experience of being in mansions and having to keep many valuables, that I'm thinking anything that looks like it might be something that's maybe a little more a room that's
Fancy.
maybe more reinforced. Um, and actually, if I think I might see if um, I'm going to detect magic to see if maybe there's any rooms that might be like magically warded or something, like a protection ward or something that any of the rooms might have.
yeah, just to refresh my memory, does detect magic, if there's like a cover or barrier, does that cause any issues?
It depends on the thickness of the barrier, so it can go through up to a foot of stone, an inch of metal, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. And it
Okay.
goes 30 feet around me.
Yeah, so as you kind of enter the hallway, you cast that, and a few things kind of ping in the rooms around you. Seems like smaller, maybe kind of objects. The locks on two of the doors, kind of on opposite sides, do seem to have a little bit of a magic, like a light magic, over them. But more noticeably, a giant portrait of a man, definitely from a different time altogether. Um, Huge portrait, ceiling to floor, just lights up. Um, Almost like a beacon for this.
Ooh.
And
I'll,
what schools of magic were those 3 points of interest?
They vary.
I'm mostly concerned about when the portrait lights up.
Yeah,
I'm definitely
yeah,
concerned about. I'm definitely
yeah.
that piques my
These
attention.
I
I'm gonna
hope it's
go over
illusion.
there,
Illusion
and
would
yeah,
be the
I'll
safest.
take John. It's like there's something going on with that portrait. We've got to go check that out. And so that definitely, yeah,
Yeah.
I want to know what kind of magic might be at work here.
Okay. What would this magic be? I think it's evocation. It's definitely a protective spell. Whatever school that falls under.
Abjuration, I believe.
Abjuration. All right. Um, so there seems to be a few kind of abjuration spells on it. You don't sense anything like weirdly evil. There's no necromantic magic, even though necromancy doesn't have to be evil. It sort of seems like everything else is like, oh yeah, these are some people who have like various magical artifacts. Nothing out of the way, but this definitely is like you really notice it.
Mhm.
Spooky.
I am going to. So I'm going to cast identify. So I'm going to touch the painting, and I'm actually going to cast identify so I can learn what spells specifically are affecting this painting.
I'm gonna be hiding behind him because it terrifies me. I don't like magic.
Keep your eye on the hallways too, just in case.
Oh, this portrait, it looks so ominous.
Oh dear. All right. There is an alarm spell.
Okay.
No, that's okay. I didn't actually have what specific spells were on these. Absorb elements.
Generic. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some like kind of
Some alarm spells.
absorb
Definitely something
elements,
to
kind of
protect
something
the
to like,
painting.
keep this from burning down or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so there's something definitely behind this painting because it is protected up to your knees. And there's definitely an alarm spell on it. Now, I unfortunately do not have a spell to dispel this. But
The unfortunate person with the spell is currently hobnobbing.
but I do believe that Celia could dispel this the alarm, and then we could get in there. So we might have to go back and find Celia and Centurion and see if we can get them, at least Celia.
Okay.
I imagine they might still be together, but maybe not, but get Celia to come up here and dispel this, and then maybe we can see what's behind this painting. I feel like that is probably where our helm is.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. But before we do that,
Mm-hmm.
we should look at the adjacent rooms. We should see if like there is space behind this, or if there's not space behind it, or if that space might be magic behind it. Who knows?
That's not a bad idea.
See if there's some other way, maybe.
Yes. We can maybe go into one of the adjacent rooms and see.
Yeah, check. See if there's like a discrepancy in the walls or anything, unaccounted for space.
Sure. So are there any rooms either like close to in the hallway, close by where this painting is?
Not like right up against it. But there are two rooms, kind of one on either side, a few feet down. So you're able to pop into either of those. They're not locked.
And does it seem like from how big these rooms are, does it seem like maybe there's some unaccounted for space that might be around where that painting is?
Give me a general intelligence check.
Okay.
Both of us?
Sure.
Okay. Actually, could that be investigation?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because I am not very intelligent, but I've got okay.
That is a 18 for me.
I got 22 because I rolled a 19. That's good.
Nice.
I'll take it. It's my good luck for the night.
So as you two are kind of like either like tapping around on this wall or like doing some general spatial measurements, you do realize that there probably is a gap between this room and the one a bit further down. Like there's no enclave between them. So there does seem to be like an empty space towards part of this. of this wall. So behind the portrait.
Sure.
What's the wall made out of?
Like wooden plaster.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna take out my hammer and see if I can make any progress on this. I mean, with a crowbar, a hammer, and a bunch of pythons, I figure I might be able to get us a gap in there.
Now, I will say that it is entirely possible that the entire room is alarmed.
Oh, you would have detected that through wooden plaster, but it was just the painting.
I'm not entirely sure of that.
Oh, it'll be fine. It'll
That's how we
be
find out the walls are
fine.
lead lined.
Yeah,
right.
shh, shh. They wouldn't poison their family like that, filling their walls with lead.
You're right, it's not the 1950s.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's only the 1800s. 1600s, further back possibly, depending.
I feel like that Camrock is saying this like as the hammer is pulling back and then swings into
Yeah.
the wall.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be pythoning. I'm gonna python a hole in, pull out the python, see how that looks.
Just gonna try to
Okay.
hammer it in there and then pull it back out to get a
Yeah.
hole that you can look through.
Yeah. See, does it go through? Is there any massive alarm bells ringing everywhere? Not that it has to be audible to me, but
I do still have my my
is there
detect
lead
magic
in the
up.
walls?
Just check the python and really smell the asbestos on it.
Yeah, exactly.
But now he'll be entitled to compensation.
Yes.
Lick it like what's his name from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. See if there's silver in that wall.
Oh my god.
Cornelius, Yukon Cornelius. That's the.
All right. Are you trying to do this quietly?
Well, of course. It doesn't mean it's gonna be.
I say, can you do this quietly?
I can certainly try. I
All
mean,
right.
it's just it's I mean, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this python, I'm gonna wrap a bit of my shirt around it, and then I'm gonna hit it with my light hammer.
Put something on the hammer to keep that metal on metal sound from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Make a stealth check with disadvantage.
Ooh. Well, I guess I am wearing chainmail.
We had to expect that.
Yeah. Let's see. Do I have any kind of stealth? Nope. I got dex though. Let's see how this turns out. Oof. Okay, well, I rolled an 18 and a 3, so total is 6.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Could be
Sounds
worse. I
accurate.
mean we're in the empty part of the mansion, so hopefully it's not too bad, I mean my buddy boy here can talk him out of it maybe. Not based on our
I've
earlier persuasion.
I've done such a good.
You're
Yeah,
owl
talk
exterminators.
through that. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
owl
I mean,
exterminators.
I mean this is the room that our lady is staying in, of course, right?
Yeah, we
Inside
just
of the
thought
house,
it
but
was
sure.
her room. We were
Yeah.
gonna do an expansion.
Yeah.
This didn't look like a load-bearing wall. She wanted an extra 20 feet.
Yeah. What was that noise? Oh, we were just dropping off our lady's equipment. I mean, what are the odds that they walk in and immediately notice the python sticking out of the wall? That was there when we got here.
Yeah,
I mean, surely the shirt-covered python isn't going to be a completely recognizable sound.
So,
as he's loudly hammering this python into the wall.
Yeah, as my chainmail is ringing through the halls.
yes. Both of you are pretty sure that pretty much under any other circumstance, if it wasn't for, a party going on below you, this would be incredibly audible anywhere else. but it seems like people either are, well, they're kind of engaged in their own business. So even if someone does hear you on this floor, they're just going to be like, not my circus, not my monkeys. Um,
Good.
Okay.
so you're able to hammer that in, but before it goes completely through the wall or whatnot, it does clang as it hits rock.
Forgot my mason's tools.
I have mason's tools.
Oh,
Oh my god!
well, I will.
I'm a dwarf.
Yeah,
I love this.
I'll set my tools down and I'll move to lookout duty.
Okay.
I'll hand you
All
my
right.
crowbar. I'll tell you, you can. I'll flex my massive muscles. Be like, okay, you can call upon me if you need any major muscle force on that
All right.
tool. But for
Yes.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
keep
If I need
keep
the
it
big hammer,
yeah.
for sure.
I will make a big show. I'll be the door to this bedroom will be open. I will have my bag right in the middle of the doorway, and I will make a very loud show of unpacking everything I have as loudly as possible. If anybody comes by, I'm unpacking Our Lady's gear for her night stay. Pay no attention that half of it is weaponry and adventuring
Oh my
equipment.
God.
Yeah.
She's an active lady, okay?
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
a lady of many interests and talents.
Yeah, of course,
So I'm
exactly.
gonna take out my mason's tools, and we're going to. Well, first, I think I might need a little bit bigger section of wall.
Yeah,
Taken
yeah.
out.
Maybe if we tighten a couple corners out and then use a crowbar to pry the section of
There you
wall
go.
off,
There you go.
that'll be like the
We'll
quietest, I
pry
think.
we'll pry a portion of the wooden
Yeah,
plaster
yeah.
off.
I will unpack my crowbar for you, of course. Our lady's favorite crowbar.
Yeah, her favorite crowbar. and yeah, and I will begin to try to knock out some of this, get my mason's tools out, and we're gonna try to maybe knock out a section of this stone. God.
Being a dwarf, being proficient with Mason's tools, you are able to very quickly figure out this is actually a pretty solid piece of rock. It's, maybe a foot or so dense.
Mhm.
Seems to be some sort of like a granite in the granite family. So it's very
Very
hard.
dense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is unfortunate.
All right. Well, I don't think we're gonna break our way into this rock with what we have.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you have an even bigger hammer in that bag of yours.
Oh, I do, but that would probably make too much noise.
That's that probably would be true.
Okay.
So I think maybe we maybe go get Celia and get him through the painting. Seems to be probably
Yeah,
the
yeah.
soundest plan.
We made our attempt.
This construction's been going on upstairs.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah. There doesn't happen to
Centurion?
be a third floor, does there?
I mean, there technically is, yes.
Okay.
Good to know.
Centurion, you are going over to schmooze with the older ladies.
Indeed.
So there's a group of about 5 or so women, maybe in, early-ish middle age. They all have, their glasses of various drink. They are just some of them are dressed very fine. Others seem to be maybe more of like maybe a newer merchant class. where they look nice, but not like they have so much money that they could, spring for a brand new outfit for this. But they're very lively, maybe talking sometimes a little bit louder than might socially be considered acceptable, but they're having a good time. So, what do you do?
I confidently walk over to them and I introduce myself. Hello, I am Centurion. I wanted to come over and see if I could join your conversation. You all look so lively and young. Uh, your energy really excited me and wanted me to be a part of it, if I may.
Oh, absolutely! This is so wonderful. You another is like, you flatter us so, young man. Um, Good to see that in the world. But yes, come, join our conversation. And they're gonna like put a put a slushy in your hand.
A slush.
Like a very fancy slushy.
Nice. He happily
Technically it would be
partakes.
called nicey. All right. Ah, so we were just talking about the fact that this should be a very exciting social season coming up. Now that there's been, no longer death and sickness in this house. Um, so that should be very exciting.
There was
Well,
a
yes.
there was a pestilence of some sort.
Oh no, just the old Baroness. Took her a while to kind of move on. Um, so it really brought the entire nature of the town down for a while. But young fresh blood, it's very exciting.
Oh, this old baroness. How is she passed in a literal sense, or is she better?
No, she died.
Oh, and he like nervously takes another sip of the slushy, awkwardly. I see. And you said that there's a new baroness?
No, the new Baron, Jorah
Oh,
Feathersnap.
I got so confused for a moment. Pardon me. I'm I'm not too well versed in the nature here. But I am so pleased to have you impart your knowledge upon me. I am a impressionable young man.
Oh, wonderful. And are you new to town? Are you staying in town or just passing through?
Um, I could go either way. I originally came here with some friends, but as luck would have it, I have found my way in here and in the grace of your presence. And it would be very easy to convince me to stay. And he does a little wink.
Oh,
I'm very susceptible to persuasion.
After all, who could not take or risk, I mean, a moment of your time? And I would gladly stay if I were to get to know you better.
oh, sir, we're all married.
Ah.
Don't charm us so. You can tell they're totally enjoying this, though.
This is why Celia sent him over. She knows what it's like being around middle-aged noble ladies.
I don't mean to intrude, but at least you would allow me to compliment you more during my stay.
Oh, I suppose if you must.
I am curious about this Baron. What else would you be able to share with me since I am new here? I would like to learn the ways of the community here.
Well, he's a very charming young man, single. Um, and I think he's going to bring some new energy into this town, really mix things up, and he seems interested in really transforming the town into more of a mercantile trading hub. Get away from all this agriculture. Another one butts in. She's a halfling, and so she's kind of like perched on a chair to give her a little bit more height than she would otherwise have. Well, I mean, he does seem to have a disregard for tradition. Like, it's great that he's throwing this party because it's been too long. But we can't completely get rid of the farmers and all the workers because otherwise, where's that going to leave us? And we do have to produce. We can't just trade and buy. Another pops in with, yes, but it's been so good for, the town. And I think we're doing better than ever. And essentially, they're just going on about merits of capitalism versus serfdom.
It's going in
yes.
one ear out the other.
Yeah.
Just nodding
Um,
it. Yes, yeah.
Exactly.
but then they circle back with, you know, it we don't actually really know him. He was gone traveling for quite a while. So we'll really have to see what comes of this.
Single, you say? If you would excuse me for a moment, ladies, I will be back. I am curious about this Baron. I thought I might introduce him if I'm going to stay for a little longer.
Yes, absolutely. Sure, he's a charming conversationalist, and he'll love you.
You think so? I'm glad. And he ruffles his collar a little bit and like fixes himself like all proud.
All right. And Celia, what have you been doing?
Oh, Celia walked over to start talking with the gaggle of ladies around Emily to kind of just fit in by talking to people her own age and see what gossip she can get out of them. Also, with the help of a detect thoughts spell.
Oh, detective. Okay. Um, as you approach them, they kind of like clam up, realizing that someone who isn't immediately in their, social group has kind of gone quiet, but they, curtsy to you, as a, another party goer. In your initial detect thoughts, it's kind of a mix of who is she? Did she overhear anything? And okay, but could we take on a dragon?
But could
Um,
Could we take on a dragon?
I
yes.
mean, of course.
I mean,
Um,
Celia's all polite smiles, curtsy, introducing herself. It's like, oh yes, I'm traveling from Esperanza, looking for ways to expand my family's trading network. I thought it'd be best to get acquainted with some of the locals while I was passing through, you know?
yeah, and Emily will kind of step forward just a little bit more as sort of the hostess of the evening. Well, it's very lovely to have you. Esperanza, is that very far from here?
Oh, it's far to the southwest. We're a trading city.
Right, yes. Excellent. Um, you must have seen some very interesting things on your travels here. Um,
Oh, I could regale you with stories for weeks, my friend.
a green tiefling, it's a little bit shorter than the others, is kind of almost gonna like push her way through, like moving her companions to get like really close to you and be like, could you tell us your stories? Did you run into well, I mean, surely you've heard about the dragon like uh 5 towns over and how it like took over. Did you ever run into any dragons or anything like that?
Oh, a few, though usually on rather conversational terms, thankfully. And she just starts kind of spinning a yarn, like kind of putting together a few bits of pieces of just actual things that have happened in court in her experience and dragon lore she picked up at the academy to just completely bullshit her way through a story here.
They're absolutely captivated. And kind of through the course of their questions, you get the sense that these girls have very adventurous spirits and really want to get out of here. Um, Maybe be adventurers themselves. And they really seem fixated on this dragon relatively close by.
And tell me, with the dragon so near, why are you all at this party?
Well, you know, we have social obligations, and like our moms would not want us to leave. And Emily just kind of like clears her throat, and the others go quiet. We don't actually have any practical skills to allow us to go dragon searching. Um, and red dragons, not exactly the friendliest.
No, not unless you approach them with something they want and are willing to cooperate, typically.
Yes, but it would be nice to see a bit more of the world, and I don't know. My brother was the one who got to go be the hero and do all those dashing fun things. I even think he might go and try and aid the governor over there with, you know, their scaly problem. But it's wonderful to see that there might be a future here that we could emulate.
Oh, it's always best to have aspirations, dear. What business was your brother caught up in exactly? I'm afraid I haven't quite gotten the news about that.
Oh, he was, I mean, you really want to call it what it is. He was a mercenary in his youth. Um, he says he was a knight, but he kind of went from gig to gig, charming whoever, gaining riches, experience, goods, um, really for the highest bidder.
Oh my, really? Is that typically how it's done out here?
Well, he wasn't supposed to inherit the title. That was supposed to go to our elder sister, but well, she fell ill a few years back, which really caused our mother to start going downhill. So he kind of had to go make his way in the world, we thought. Um, but yeah, now here he is.
I see, and well, you must be quite loyal to your family to be here in such a circumstance. I could think of many who would have just simply left while dealing with such sorrows.
Yes. But no, family is important, I suppose.
You suppose?
Well, that's what we're told, isn't it? But I don't know. And one of the other girls pops in. Like, what is our place in the world even? Like, is this all there is, just living in this town? And like never going anywhere ever?
Oh, I'm
And
hardly
one of
the
them
only
like kind of
visitor here.
Hmm?
And Celia just kind of turns. It's like, I'm hardly the only visitor here this evening.
okay, right, but like you're an adult. We still have several more years. And then like who knows? And one of them's like, I mean, we could run away. And the other's like, that would be tempting. And Emily's just like, guys, we don't have money. We don't have skills. We are useless right now.
Oh, I think you have far more skills than you're letting on, honestly. Please, like, what makes you think you can't do anything?
None of us know how to use a sword.
That's just one skill, dear.
Well, I mean, I suppose we're not completely useless with bow.
And you're
But
thinking about this all wrong. Why stick strictly to combat? How many languages do you know? And just point to one of them.
4.
Well, that's already a leg up on a number of travelers I've met. You're all literate, I presume?
Of course, we don't really have a choice in that. We're
And
not
what about your
farmers.
numbers?
Some say they're good, and others say, they could be better.
Well, you've already got all the skills needed to make yourself useful to a merchant company, for one.
To kind of mull that over.
In
Centurion
fact,
and Celia make perception checks.
You got it.
11.
13, but I don't know if I have a plus. Let's see. Load. Yep, 13.
You don't notice anything. Particularly, you don't notice the sound of a hammer coming from upstairs directly above you. Yeah.
Oh, someone's just got an early start up in the bedrooms. Got it.
Oh my god.
Ugh. But yeah, Celia
Anything
just kind of
more?
just tries to talk these girls up and kind of like get them in the. Why don't you just go out there and like you've got lots of people to mingle with, see if they need your talents, instead of assuming your only path out is as an adventurer. I mean, it's a lovely career, but it's hardly the only option.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a 21.
You have these girls so bright-eyed and hopeful about the future that they kind of like, in the nature of close friends, they kind of like shut you out as they start excitedly whispering, and then like immediately seem to scatter to all corners of this room or the next room as they are like prepared to go. Also, their wear sounds inappropriate, but like talk up their knowledge and try and get themselves jobs or apprenticeships or anything like that.
Yeah, I basically just try to scatter this whole generation, including the Baron's sister. Just like, oh no, they're just going to cause a scandal by leaving and fleeing everywhere during this party.
Yes.
And actually, during this, as they start to scatter, I kind of get that tiefling's attention that was like asking all the dragon questions,
Mhm.
and like subtly nudge her towards the dragonborn noble.
Oh yeah.
Just go talk to him, and then he's gonna talk to somebody who's very enthusiastic about dragons and not worry about the fact I haven't shown up.
Lord, it's gone.
I kind of watch them for a moment, and they both like you can tell that conversation starts a little like awkwardly, it's a little jilted, and then they seem to find something, and suddenly they are talking and they are engrossed in each other's company.
Lovely. I don't have to worry about him trying to find me anymore.
Nope. So I'd say probably about this time is when Camric and John would be coming down to find you.
Celia.
Where in the hells have you been?
We were upstairs and we found a quite interesting painting that let's just say has many magical endowments upon it that we think we have found where maybe the Baron is keeping their precious items. It's a seems to be possibly a room behind the painting encased in a very dense rock.
Yeah, we've been digging holes all night.
Oh, Dios mío, that was you, wasn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about. We were quiet as a mouse up there.
Yes, silent.
But there's an alarm spell on this painting, and I did not think to prepare my dispel magic this morning. So,
All right, you have to do that.
yes. but we do know where the painting is, and so I think this might be where we want to poke a little further in here.
You need me to go up there. Fine, I can make an exit, but one of you needs to stay here with Centurion. I do not think we should be leaving him here by himself. Oh my gods, can you imagine that?
No.
I'll stay down here with Centurion, and you head up with John.
Sounds good to me.
Fine, we'll do that.
If you could just, where did Centurion go?
He was just speaking with, and then she starts to point towards the middle-aged woman, and then realizes he's not there anymore, and goes, "Oh, where'd he go?"
Thankfully, this room actually isn't too big, and he's quite a large lion folk.
Lion man.
Yeah. So you actually very quickly see him beginning to approach the Baron.
Oh no.
I found him over there. I'll go.
Please
accompany
diffuse
him.
whatever that is going to turn into. Yes.
Sure, diffuse. Yes, I can definitely do that. All right, I'll go over there, and I'll start to walk off to kind of intercept with Centurion.
Each of you roll me a d20, just going for the highest number here.
All right.
Who, me? Or just
Yeah.
Everyone.
Oh, gotcha.
I got an 8.
Oh, no, it's just Camric and Centurion to see who achieves their goals first.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Well, there you go.
If you beat a 3, then
I sure do. I got a 9.
oh wow. Hey, 9 beats a 3, so
It does.
So, Camric, you almost intercept him, but Centurion, you get over to this group. The entourage has changed a bit. There's now 2 Dragonborns, an elf, and a couple of humans around the Baron. How tall are you?
Probably. I don't know how big Leonin get, but he's pretty big. Let's just say he's above average.
that's
So
what
above
Okay.
6 feet
6'5".
likely. Yeah.
Above 6'5", but below
you go.
9 feet.
Not
He's 8 feet
Vandersized,
tall
gotcha.
if he was an inch.
Yeah, he's not as tall as Vander.
All right. So you still tower over the Baron. As you get close to him, you can see, although he is very finely put together in his very nice suit, brown hair slicked back, there is kind of a ruggedness to his face. Like, he has spent a lot of time out in the weather. And you can see just like the faintest of scars running along his cheek. Very pale pink line. Healed very well, but it is still there nonetheless.
Gotcha. How
He's
is he
gonna like
looking?
kind of notice
Oh,
you.
sorry. Go. Oh, is that it, or did you want to say more before I
I
answer?
was just gonna say he turns to look at you as you approach.
Gotcha. Question then. I don't know if if you want me to roll, that's fine. How is he looking with all these people around him? Is he looking nervous, awkward, socially drained, like he wants to get away? You know, the old signs.
Oh, he's loving it. He is definitely an extrovert, and he is feeling energized by this.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Oh no.
Centurion
extroverts.
happily approaches with a big smile, and he makes a show of bowing to the Baron. Hello! Good sir. I understand that you are the host of this party?
Indeed, I am, and you are.
I am Centurion. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and if he allows, to take his hand and give him a little kiss.
You will not allow that.
Damn it! Okay.
He had to try.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, he had. Well, thank you for attending. Centurion, what is your business here or in town? I'm not.
Oh,
I don't think I'm familiar with you.
yes, I am new. I am I'm sort of like a passerby, if you will. I've been brought here by my friends, and I am a chaperone to one of your many guests here, who are all gracious for your invitations. And I was talking and mingling, and I didn't really know much about this lovely town, and I learned about you, and you piqued my interest, and I thought, why not introduce myself and possibly make friends. Meanwhile, I have no ulterior motive. I am a simple paladin. I come and go. But while I was here, I thought I'd get to know you if you would allow. You seem like a very interesting fellow. I can see the wear and tear uh, that you've been through, and you seem like the sort that would make for very pleasant and interesting company with all the stories that you might regale to me.
Definitely no other purpose.
You kind of have slid into this just through sheer momentum. So you're overhearing all of this, and you're pretty close by. Just to note, but Centurion, make me a charisma roll.
You bet. I'm good at this.
You can either do persuasion or deception, depending on how much of either you're going for.
He's pretty honest. If my phone will open. Come on. How much is that? How would you like a 22?
All right. Although for a moment he kind of looks at you like, what was just said to me? He recognizes he's being flattered and entertained, and so he is actually enjoying this. It's like, well, I'm glad you could make it and that your friends were able to bring you along. Really, the more the merrier. Um, but yes, I do have many great tales of heroism that I could regale you with. He's like looking off in that like noble Star Trek captain way. Um,
Nice.
but uh, but I wouldn't want to exclude everyone uh, here with the tales. But we should talk sometime. But welcome to town. It is wonderful to make your acquaintance.
Yours as well, my good sir, and perhaps sometime it could just be us. And he winks.
Laying it on thick.
Give me one more charisma throw. Just straight charisma.
Straight charisma? Okay. Oh, that's not bad. Hopefully that's good. I don't remember my bonus.
Funny, because there's nothing straight about this interaction.
Not at all. He's doing what he was
With
told,
this
okay?
group, you were expecting that with this group?
He's just doing what he was told. 18.
I'm not entirely sure this is the letter of the. This is more of a spirit of the law instead of the letter of the instructions here.
He's gonna actually almost, it seems, to blush ever so slightly.
Dude's a furry.
Jesus Christ.
Well, now that you remind me, being new to town, that I actually have a wonderful collection of old maps of the area. Would you at all be interested in seeing them?
I would love
Eh,
to.
eh,
Only to
eh.
get you a moment away in private.
Am I nearby enough to hear him mention the old maps?
You are right there in like almost uncomfortable third wheel territory.
I am absolutely like, because so once old maps gets mentioned, it's like nobody else exists. I immediately interject myself into the conversation. Oh, old maps, you say? Oh, yes, I'd be very interested to see those.
Oh, my good friend Willie.
My name is Cameron.
Yes, Willie. I had out of character. I had this name in my head for a while for you. I'm glad I got to use it finally.
Oh my goodness.
um. Perhaps then a private showing somewhere else if. I would prefer us, just us, Willie.
But I mean, think of what we could learn from looking at the maps. I mean, I've been longing to see. There's a peninsula area a few hundred miles to the northeast, but I've been studying that area quite a
Oh
bit
dear.
recently, and I'm really looking to see if I can maybe pin down some locations here. And I think maybe if I get to look at some of these maps.
Baron, do you have another place that we could possibly speak privately?
Are you interested in books?
Am I? So, doesn't even register that the Baron might be talking to anybody else.
Satira's only being awkward because he can't read. Perhaps something that would interest my friend here.
Books. I also books, maps. If you have any ancient or like old armors, clothings, weapons, anything like that, I certainly enjoy studying that.
Perhaps you can show me private gardens. Do you have that? I would love that. I don't think my friend here likes that, though. You don't like gardens, do you, Willie?
There's certainly a lot to be learned from a botanical study of a historical botanical study of an area, but I feel like most of the current botanical fauna is not flora is not going to be of particular use to me in my particular studies that I am doing. I'm looking more historical, so I'm sure the books and the maps are probably more of what I'm looking for.
What do you
And again,
say?
any little tools, clothing, armors, armaments, that kind of stuff.
What do you
Cameron,
say?
make an insight check.
Oh, yes.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. Insight. All right. That's a 22.
You notice as you start talking about armor, weapons, armaments, that he does like something changes in his expression. Almost in like a guarded defensive way. Like he was already kind of uncomfortable with the fact that like kind of ruining his date here.
Yeah.
But now this is more of a suspicion that he quickly tries to like tamp down with. That was a perfectly normal and reasonable thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of piques his like seems like it piques something in his brain, something that he's thinking that's on his mind, but he's trying to play it off sly now, like it doesn't bother him.
That's great.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Perhaps then, what's the Baron's name again? Sorry.
Jorah Feathersnap.
Feathersnap.
Perhaps then, Baron Feathersnap, just you and I could peruse the gardens, and I suppose later, my friend, and you could show my friend the books and the maps you mentioned.
Yes, I am suddenly feeling very warm. I think a stroll out on the terrace would do me well. If you'll excuse me, sir. And he's going to offer you your arm, Centurion, and he's just like going to stare you down, camera, as he leaves. Like, don't you dare follow us.
Centurion will link with the Baron and lead or be led. And if they're walking along, he's gonna like turn around, like turn over his shoulder, look at Willie, and give a thumbs up enthusiastically with a big smile.
Just kind of like puzzled. Camera just doesn't even register. Like, I'm not entirely sure what the thumbs up is for, but.
As this interesting scenario has played out, Celia and John, what have you done?
Wow, I'm gonna be leading our esteemed lady up to that portrait.
And like, I'm leaving the room to shake my head. Like, I cannot believe that. Talk to him about that later, and just keep going.
Yeah, we got a painting to disarm.
Thankfully, a very large, loud lion man hitting on the Baron is kind of an attention grabber.
Exactly why he
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah,
One of the reasons
that's
he did it, yeah.
why.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, sure, that's why.
Literally the number one reason why.
Definitely.
Yep. Um, yes, as most of the people here turn to focus, but also gain a reasonable distance away from that interaction, you two are able to sneak up and, since you are presumably a guest here, there's no reason to stop you from going upstairs. You're able to go up and the portrait is pointed out to you.
Perfect. And I just kind of get a sense of feeling like that, the weave is doing something here. And then just lift an arm, and being a clockwork soul sorcerer, it's like geometric patterns and equations just kind of like appear in spirals around my arm, and then little flip of the wrist and dispel magic on that portrait.
All right. You manage to dispel that magic. You can tell that you were successful in undoing the knots that created the spell. So it seems like it's going fine.
Perfect. And all of that was third level or lower, nothing I need to roll for?
I'm gonna say no.
That cleared up. Is it good? Is it good?
All yours.
Oh, okay. Well, let's lift it off.
Yes, you should. Just dust your fingernails on
I'll
your wrist.
yeah, I'll
He's like,
do
yes,
that.
you should.
I'll pick it up and pull it off the wall.
As you go to do that, you realize that this is very solidly attached to the wall.
Okay. You wait right there, Cecilia. I'll go into the nearby room where I have my bag of stuff, and I'm gonna pull out my crowbar. And I'm going to go up to the painting. I'm going to get ready to pry it off the wall.
This isn't the crowbar you asked me to name, is it?
I'm gonna I'm gonna start prying it off.
Dios mío, I do not understand you and this crowbar.
It's important, it's very useful. So should I roll something or
Yeah, make a strength check.
okay, would athletics apply here?
I'll give you that.
Okay, and does the crowbar give me advantage?
Sure.
Yeah.
Leverage is important.
This is why people carry crowbars. And I'm glad that I had that nice advantage. Got a total of 22.
This is also why some people have others to do the manual labor.
Yeah. I've spent my time on the city watch. I've done my dues.
So, as you do this, you kind of get a little bit of a grip on the very heavy gilded frame, and you just lean in with all your strength on this. And part of the frame actually just straight up shifts.
Good.
Which you were expecting would then cause either the portrait to fall away, revealing a door, or just to send it actually just flying off the wall. But you then hear a mechanical sound, and instead of things coming up towards you, things slink in and kind of swing open into the wall, revealing a doorway. And you were caught a little bit off guard as you were waiting for everything to go one way and it suddenly goes a different direction, and it was very confusing balance wise.
I'll
Celia
just
just
brush
checks
my
her nails.
hands off. We're good. We're good. That's what I meant to happen.
Celia just checks her nails and like, pulling on the push door, were we?
No, I think that's what you were meant to do.
If you say so.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that the crowbar would be the key to it all? That's what they're just trying to trip you up there.
Ugh.
So after you.
Just kind of ruffle my wings and fold them back down, and then poke my head in. And now that I can actually see into whatever's over there, just like almost immediately by reflex detect magic.
Yes. A series of runes seem to glow on the steps. In random places. And you're not entirely sure what the school of magic is. But you just get a sense that, if I guess it would also be abjuration. It's kind of a protection thing as well. But yeah. There's magic scattered throughout the stairs.
Interesting. Is there light in here?
No, it's completely dark.
Okay, then I'll go grab a torch out of my bag and light it.
I hold up a hand and cast light.
Oh, okay. All this fancy magic.
This is a cantrip.
Yeah, fancy magic. I don't know why you guys gotta use magic when, all it takes is a nice torch, It's pretty simple. A stick, some
The
fire.
spell does not fill a room with smoke. And then
Oh,
she'll just
but
toss over the
but the smoke is good.
Yes.
Let's see, I'm checking my inventory.
It's
just
got all
so
the
I know what it was.
nutrients you need.
She's got like a little piece of crystal that's glowing now that she tosses to you.
Okay, well. I guess I won't look a gift horse in the mouth.
As you should not.
So,
And she's just going to remember like which steps were marked and just kind of point them out as they go. It's like, do not step on that one.
okay, yeah, sure, that sounds good. Yeah, I don't want to trigger any zany spells.
Yes, ideally we do not. And she's just going to keep focusing on the detect magic to point things out and not trip any of these runes as they go deeper in.
As you step into the staircase, which is more kind of switchbacks than like a circular staircase or anything like that, to really get into this very narrow space, make dexterity saving throws for me, both of you.
Okay, that will be 9.
18.
My dice are failing me.
So, John, as you go to step in, you feel the edge of your boot or shoe, whatever you're wearing, graze, well, a wire. That just seems to kind of give away as you let go, or as you complete your step.
Oh
Make a
no.
perception check.
Okay, I've been caught within the spell of a wicked wizard. And that is a 14.
You feel like you might hear a bell ring. Like a literal actual bell, not a magical bell. But you're not entirely sure.
This wizard has conjured up a bell to trick me. This is a wily one. We're gonna need to be careful. I think they know we're here.
Dios mío, it was a tripwire.
What kind of spell is that?
One you can cast.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know any magic.
That is my point precisely.
Okay.
So no one immediately comes charging for you.
We need to go faster. We're on a time limit.
Yeah, maybe they just think it's party music. Let's get going before they realize.
It's the bell dropping a beat.
As you step in, do you close the door behind you?
I mean, if we're not gonna go grab the rest of our party, probably, yeah.
It's okay. Centurion is doing this on purpose. Go for it.
Eric, did you by chance? What did you decide to do after Centurion left?
Cameron probably, as Centurion walked off, and kind of stand there awkwardly for a little bit, and then would probably turn and head back towards the painting, where he knows that Celia and John went, since he doesn't really have anything else to do down here, and since he's not going to get to see the library or the maps anytime soon.
All right. You happen upon them as they are talking about the nature of magic of a tripwire.
and so I hear the bell ringing. I was like, "Did you not dispel the magic of the? Oh, wait,
That's party music.
That sounds like a real bell. That sounds like a real bell. That's
Don't
not a
worry,
magic bell.
that's just party music.
John
I
found a bell with his
so.
foot. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, like how loud does it sound like out in the hallway?
Make a perception check.
Okay. That's a 9.
Actually, the faintest of sounds. That at first you didn't really think anything of it, but then as they're talking about a tripwire, you're like, maybe that was a bell. So it's actually very quiet and
Okay.
seems like kind of distant.
Okay. Gotcha. I'll say, well, then we've already set the trap off. Let's go. Let's go further in. And
As I've been saying.
Yeah, let's go see the welcome party.
He'll come in and he'll close the door behind him, so that way he shuts the door behind him. So that way, hopefully, that will give them some kind of defense against somebody coming up if someone's coming up to follow them.
Make it a little quieter.
All right. So with Celia able to point out what parts of the stairs not to step on, you guys are able to make it down without any issues. You go down to what seems like it would probably be to the basement, and then things even out for a little while before you come to another door. This one's not hidden, but it seems more like carved into the stone wall. And you don't see any hinges visible on it, nor like a doorknob or anything.
This looks like some kind of magic, doesn't it?
Let's see, detect runs for 10 minutes if I'm concentrating. Is that still gonna be picking anything up down here?
Yeah, I guess it would. So you can see just kind of one spot in the door that has kind of a some ways it almost seems like an anti-magic area, like there's something missing. Like there should be magic, but there's not.
Maybe a receptacle awaiting like a magical key, or something magical.
You said this door was stone, right?
Mhm.
Hey, buddy boy, you still got your mason's tools?
I do. It's the same it's the same granite like rock that we encountered earlier. I do, but I don't know if they'll be able to do anything against the stone here any more than they did up in the room upstairs.
Let me see what we're working with here. Gomrick, will you take a look at this with me?
Yes, absolutely.
And she just, so she can detect that like something is very wrong with the weave here. Just kind of wants to tug on that thread a bit more and give it a very close inspection.
As you were inspecting this, kind of poking at it, you feel almost like faintest drop of your magic is like sucked into this area, and it seems almost like to heal for a bit, like it's hungry for magic.
Strange.
It absorbed some of your magic.
Just a thread, but it is like it. It is like they pulled the magic out of it.
That's very curious.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I've heard of anything like this before?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is 11.
Since I'm also here, and of course I'm trying to figure out anything that might be going on with the magic here, because this definitely seems like something that is intriguing to me. I don't know if I've ever heard of something like this before, but I want to check. That's a 15 Arcana.
So Celia, you're not entirely sure. There's something like it's like on the tip of your tongue. It's so annoying that you like almost have it. But Tarek, you are like, I've heard of this, and it's particularly conducive put in stone. Um, you, it was whoever said it was correct. It's a magical key. Not that there's a particular key to it, but it's like an offering has to be made to the stone in the form of some magic. Usually nothing too crazy. But it's like you have to give something to the door for it to give away.
Now, I think I know how this has to work. We have to give it some magic. Let me try something here. And so I'm going to like touch the portion of the door that we feel that it's like, that touch the door, and I'm actually going to cast mending on it, which is a cantrip, and see if that does anything.
That's actually. As you do that, this area seems to kind of glow, and Celia, kind of, if you're holding detect magic on it, you feel like things come together, like it's happy. And the door kind of sinks back and then slides to the side to allow you entrance.
Oh, that worked very well. And just kind of scribble some notes quickly in his spell book.
Before we reveal what is inside the store, Centurion, how are things going with the Baron?
Oh, I hope well.
So you two have been strolling the gardens on this very cold night. Um, Anything in particular you're talking about or asking him?
Let's see. Let's see. Tell me about your latest adventure, my friend.
Ah, well, it was a fascinating tale, and he tells you about fighting a camp of goblins. Um, which he's a good storyteller, so he's able to tell you that. But more importantly, as he's in the middle of this and getting to like the really good bit, um, the guard kind of runs over, hastily bows, and then says, "I need to speak to you urgently." So they're gonna step off just a foot or two away, and the guard's going to whisper something to him.
Can I
As
try to eavesdrop at all, or from where I am?
absolutely make a perception check.
Yay! 13?
Oh,
You catch kind of bits and pieces, but not enough to quite put it together. But you feel like you heard wire broken. Um, yeah, that's kind of more what you hear. And you just watch as his face, which is very warm and open, just kind of hardens. And he kind of nods. And comes back to you. He's like, "I'm so sorry. But an urgent matter has come up and that I must attend to. So forgive me for my rudeness in leaving so abruptly."
Oh, no, it's okay. And he looks worried. He looks genuinely worried, but it's not. He doesn't really can't really tell if it's for the Baron or for his friends. Maybe a little of both. Uh, is it something that maybe I could help with? I am a paladin. I am able to assist you if you would allow me to. I would like to protect at least my new friend, and if not more.
Persuasion check with advantage.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, thank God I got advantage. Thank God I got advantage. Dirty 20.
That's actually not a bad idea. Um, yes, quick, come with me. And he's going to lead you hastily um, through the rest of the party, completely ignoring anyone who tries to come up to him, heads up the stairs to that portrait. He's going to reach for part of the frame, but then realize very quickly that it is shattered.
whoop. Maybe it's broken.
Yeah. No, it's not broken. It's now a door without a latch. So he's just going
Close
to
enough.
open that. Yeah. Oh, you also saw him take out a sword on his way up, like out of a umbrella holder, because that's a thing rich people do. But as he starts to go, he's going to be pressing these buttons on the wall approximately every sixth step down. And he encourages you to stay close. And as you get down, you reach a closed door made of granite carved into the wall. So as the rest of you have stepped into this room, the door slides behind and it kind of like goes back into place. This room is brighter. There are a couple of torches lit to fill the area. And if you were looking for a room labeled Family Jewels, this would probably be it, though it's poorly labeled. Yeah, you see
Any
several
better way
in
of
case. Yeah, you see several cases with jewels, rare old coins, various things like that. Along the walls, there's very fancy, highly decorative, but also maybe slightly ominous weaponry along the wall. There are a few suits of armor. Um, and then directly in front of you is another case, mostly made of iron, some glass, where you do see a helm, along with a few like orbs, potions, wands, the sort.
Well, I feel like we've already tripped the bell earlier. John, do you want to open the case for us?
Yeah, sure. I've got a crowbar.
Got a crowbar? You've got a hammer?
Yeah, yeah. I'll go to work on this cage. I'm gonna keep an eye out for anything else that looks pilfered, stolen, looted, pillaged, etc.
I'm just gonna kind of close my eyes and focus on like the last minute or so of this detect magic spell. Just make sure there's nothing in here that we're about to trigger.
Ominous silence.
Yeah, you notice that the suits of armor are magical. Obviously, the wand, those orbs in the case seem to be magical. A couple of the weapons on the wall kind of light up dully. So yeah, there's a lot of magical items in this room.
But it's more like the items themselves are enchanted, not like there's a trap waiting to go off if it's triggered or anything. At least not a magical trap.
Um, yes.
What school of magic
No
is the
magical
armor?
traps.
It's all enchanted.
Good question. Hmm?
Yeah, probably enchantment at that point.
Yeah,
Oh, we can hope.
Yes.
pretty enchanted.
The case, John.
Okay. Yes, the case. That will be athletics, I believe. If I'm just prying it open.
Yeah.
Okay, well, getting my crowbar right up in there. That is 18 for a total of 28.
This time you
Nice.
get that satisfying, um,
Crunch.
yes.
Just
As you wedge that in there, the door goes mostly flying off. It's kind of holding in by like one hinge off to the side. But like that was some true artistry with your crowbar.
as it should be. As it should be.
Hmm.
Okay, let's grab it.
All right. So Camric will just come up with his bag of holding and just open it up, just dump all of the contents of the case into the bag, and then we'll sort it out later.
Yeah. Looking around, do I see anything else that's been like reported stolen?
That might
I
match
haven't really
a
heard too
description.
much about items being stolen, so
Okay.
hard to say.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, as an investigator, I'd know, so I guess there's nothing else. I'm good. I'm good with this helm.
I think just kind of
Right.
looking around and trying to see if anything that looks really out of place here. Like, really shouldn't just belong to some baron out in the middle of whatever bumfuck county this is.
I will say that the number of magical items in this room seems a little weird.
I mean, he is a grave robber, so
He's a
Yep.
what now?
A grave robber, you know? He adventures around, cracks open tombs, takes the loot. You know, a little unethical, I believe, but
Sila's
well,
just staring at John the whole time he's explaining.
nobody's reported the item stolen to me, so
Indeed.
Yeah. So I'd say that is generally suspicious that there are so many magical items here. But as you just kind of like scoop everything into the bag,
Yeah.
yeah,
um,
that's good enough.
the two suits of armor do begin to move. And Centurion, you watch as the Baron pulls out a wand, places it into that center area, casts a spell, and the door slides open. And before you all is the Baron, sword raised, Centurion, kind of just taking this all in, and two suits of armor ready to fight the intruders.
Of course.
So everyone roll initiative.
All right.
I'm so close. Oh, I got 22. My luck has turned around since those persuasion rolls and that that stealth roll.
All right, so John is 22. Anyone roll higher?
Oh, absolutely not. I got a 9.
Better than some rolls we've had.
True. Speed is not necessarily Cambrick's forte.
Centurion?
7.
But apparently I'm faster than Centurion.
It's not hard to be.
It's time.
Got a negative in dex.
As do I.
Celia?
Oh.
11.
11. Okay. For a second, I thought you said nothing. I was like, what?
Nothing. It was so
0.
low. It's an imaginary number. It doesn't exist.
No, she does have a positive dex modifier.
Hey, there you go.
It is. Getting our initiative order here. Alrighty. So, at the top of our round is John, just ready to pick a fight, apparently.
Yeah.
Wait
I'm gonna look right at the Baron, and can I get to him within just my regular movement?
Yeah, this is not a particularly big room, so
Okay. That I am going to yell, "Stop, thief!" and I'm going to approach him. And as soon as I get up to him, I am going to take the attack action. I'm going to attempt to grab him with my first attack. So that'll
Alright.
be a contested athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics for you, acrobatics for him.
Okay. And I rolled a 28.
Yeah, he rolled a
Pretty
15.
good.
Yeah.
So
And-
yeah,
Yeah, and with my second attack, I am going to trip him. I'm going to shove him to the ground, which is same roll for me.
alright.
Okay. I got a 24.
Yep, that'll do it. So you kind of pull him and just throw him to the ground.
Yep. And that's my turn.
Alright. One of the suits of armor is going to kind of notice the fact that you're attacking the person who, well, owns it, and is going to try to hit you with its sword.
My bane being
Oh
hit by
no, it just
swords.
punches you. That's what it does.
Oh, okay. Well, I still don't like that.
Yeah, neither is very nice. So that is a dirty 20 and a 15 to hit.
Yeah, the first one hits, second one does not.
Okay. You take 7 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
All right.
That hurts.
The pain.
And Celia.
All right, so one suit of armor has moved, the other hasn't yet.
Yeah. It's like stepped forward to show it's animated.
Perfect. Well, I can cast the spell magic again.
Ah.
All right. So it
I'm
is
gonna
going
try
to
to
have
do-
to make.
Yeah, so she's just gonna try to focus a dispel on that suit of armor that hasn't taken a turn yet.
What's your spell save?
15. And dispel is, let me pull that up, because it actually isn't a save.
No, in
At
this
least
case
not
it is.
usually.
Yeah, it says here, if targeted by Dispel Magic, the armor must succeed on a Constitution saving roll against the caster's spell save DC or fall unconscious for 1 minute.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, it's 15.
Well, it rolls a dirty 20. So it seems to
Good.
still be kind of moving.
Okay, cool. And I'm just gonna go ahead and burn some sorcery points to get a spell slot back.
All right. That one is then going to come forward to you and also make its attack. 14 for both of them.
This will hit.
Going to be a 6 and a 3, so 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
All right. Jarek, it is your turn.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see the armor that's attacking Celia, and I looks like John and the Baron are having their fun up there, and there's an armor up there too. But I look like they're handling that. They got that all figured out. I am going to cast Acid Arrow on the armor that is attacking Celia. And so that is going to be. Yeah, that is unfortunately only a 13 to hit.
That does not hit.
Alright, well, it does half damage on a miss. So, let me see what that half damage is going to be. Alright, so it's going to be a total of 4 acid damage.
That works. Anything else for you?
Probably just kind of move towards kind of the center of the room, get away from the cabinet that I was standing next to. And yeah, that'll be the end of my turn there.
Sounds good. Centurion?
He's so conflicted right now, kind of, at least a little bit. He's just gonna cry out, "Who's the thief, them or you?"
Oh, it's Noble, obviously.
Asking the big questions.
He already knows the answer, of course. Let's get that out of the way. But he's still trying to sort of play the middle ground. I don't even know how conversing during combat works.
It just does.
It's like
It's a free action typically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless
Nope.
it's a speech.
I know it's a free action, but is the other person able to reply on the same turn or is it on their turn?
It just happens.
Yeah, kind of weaves in
Yeah.
there.
Unless you're making some kind of massive speech.
I
Up
see.
to
Okay.
up to the DM's discretion there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as you're not telling him to like run and you expect him to start running in this instant, yeah, you can have a very brief conversation.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll talk to him and be like, "Did you steal that, or what's going on?" And he's of course getting ready.
No, I lawfully acquired it.
As a thief.
They're the ones robbing me.
I don't know what's going on. And as he does that,
I'm the victim here.
oh, the victim here. Let's see. What is it called? He's gonna use his channel divinity, which is an action, and what it just does is it makes his weapon +3 and it emits a bright light, but he can't take an action yet. So he'll stop there.
Okay. All right. The Baron then, Dora, as you've come to affectionately know him, is going to use his bonus action to stand. And then
His speed is 0 since I have him grabbed.
oh, I thought you let him go when you shoved him.
Nope. He's gonna
And then
struggle to get up.
Pushed him to the ground. And
I follow what you did here. So he's going to then make a strength saving throw to try and ungrapple.
Okay. Shall I roll my
Make-
athletics?
Yep.
Okay. And I rolled a 25.
Oh god.
He's gonna
Roll a
cry.
20. He rolled a 22, so he gives you a good run for your money, but you managed to keep a hold on him.
He kicks out and stops the count, but he's not out of the pin yet.
Yeah. He's screaming, "Help! Help! Let me out!"
And John, it is indeed your turn.
Okay, well, I mean, he said he was a victim, and I didn't consider him a victim until, well, right now he's about to be a victim. Because my unarmed fighting style, since I have him grabbed, he automatically takes a D4 damage. Because boy, my grip is tight, and that is only 1 damage, unfortunately. But I am going to attack, and I am going to punch him in the face with my open hand. So let's see. Since he is prone, that is advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And the first strike is a dirty 20. Does that hit?
Yes.
Okay, and that is 10 damage. And then I will strike again. And that's a 23. That hits.
Yes, it does.
Okay, and that is another 10. And then I'm going to say, admit it, you're a thief. Does he admit it?
No, he does not.
Okay, then I'm gonna action surge.
Please admit it.
I'm gonna strike him again.
Right.
And that's a 26, so let's see how much
You just
that
keep
does.
going up.
Yep, that's 6, and then I will make my final attack. And 21, so that's a 7. 7 for damage. Has he admitted
so
it yet?
he has not. He is insisting that he legally acquired these
Okay.
items. But he's looking rough.
Okay. Well, he can expect that to continue. And that's my turn.
All right.
We'll beat a confession out of you.
Yeah.
Wait, that sounded wrong. Wait, are we the bad guys?
No, he's just a
No.
guard. This is how they work.
Yeah.
So that suit of armor nearby is going to again try to slam you.
Okay. I don't think he has quite the slaps that I do.
Not quite.
Still hurts.
Yeah. That is a 19 and a dirty 20.
Yeah, both of those hit. If only
The
I'd
dice
gotten
actually
into one
like
of
me
them.
today.
No,
So
it's karmic retribution for what I'm doing to this poor noble.
um that's a total of 11 points bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like that.
Owie.
Turns
Yeah,
out getting
yeah.
punched not really that fun. You know?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
make it sound like it's all
I'd,
great.
I'd appreciate some help.
Celia, your turn.
Perfect. Well, with how that worked previously, I'm going to go ahead and we're gonna twin spell a chromatic orb on to the armor that just punched me.
Okay.
Let's see. So that's gonna be 2 copies of it. That's going to be a 24 and a 16.
The 16 will not hit.
Okay. And then cast that second level, so we'll do 48 acid. And that is going to be 19 damage.
You eat a big hole in this, but it is still moving. Oh. All right. That one will now try to retaliate against you. With a 13 and a 19.
Well, the 19 hits.
That's a total of 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Pulled that punch a little bit. That's not bad.
All right.
I didn't take the fencing lessons as well as my siblings did, but I do know how to weave.
Haha, get it? Magic?
Ha! I get it.
Great. Cameron.
All right. Okay. Well, I see the armor's still kind of taking a shot at Celia there, and I am going to cast Melf's Minute Meteors. So I'm going to summon 6 tiny meteors that kind of hover around me. And then when I cast the spell, I'm also going to kind of take one of them, like kind of twirl my hand a little bit. One of them is going to kind of spin around my hand. And then I'm going to throw one at the wall behind the armor. So that way, try to get it so that the explosion hits only the armor and doesn't get Celia caught into it, because it explodes in a 5-foot radius.
That seems reasonable.
So I need it to make a dexterity saving throw, and that's a DC of 14.
That's a 2.
All right. Fantastic. Oh, those are unfortunate throws, though. And that is going to be. There's only going to be 3 fire damage.
Still, it's not doing too hot.
Still kicking.
I mean, it is hot now, but
Yeah, it's only 3 fire damage. It's warm. It's warm right now.
all right, Centurion.
Hey, that's me. So I'm gonna make a big show about trying to hit John, but not hitting John and missing and hitting the armor. So
Okay.
first attack.
That would be nice.
Oh god, I crit. So there's a crit, and then my second attack is a what is that? That is a 20. No. Yes, 21.
Yep, those both hit.
Cool. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god!
Big hits.
I got
it sounds
2
like.
8s in a row on my D8 die.
Oh, jeez. Nice.
That's gonna hurt.
Okay. Well, there's a 7, but Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's.
And these both
Now you're
have.
slacking.
Does that apply to just the damage? Okay, it's just the attack roll. Okay. So 14, 15, 16, 17 for the crit or
Right.
whatever. And then 10 for the regular hit. So 27?
Dang. That's a big hit.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Without
and I'm
even
like,
smiting.
so I try to hit. I pretend to try to hit John, and I like fumble and I trip forward and I hit the armor instead. And then I'm like, oh man, I'm so sorry. And I try to hit the John again, pretendly, and I hit the armor. And I'm like, oh come on, I'm so sorry. I swear I'm trying.
So you managed to just take like the opposite arm and leg off of the suit of armor, so it's like balancing really awkwardly. Technically still in action, but like a stiff breeze might, take it out.
I see.
Wow.
Yeah, no kidding. Holy
Good
cow.
roll.
Oh
Jeez.
shit. My dice don't
Came out
normally
swinging.
graze me that well.
Yeah.
And that's my turn.
All right. The Baron's gonna try to get out of this grip.
Well, he can certainly try.
Yep.
Oh, I rolled a natural 19, so that's 29.
He rolled a 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's not moving.
You're just gonna take out my BVEG
Yeah.
by just like sitting on him and beating.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
pulling him down and punching him like a school bully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like technically you're right, but sometimes it feels a little wrong. All right.
Oh, it just feels so wrong, but
But effective,
this
right?
thief needs to be taken care of.
Yeah. All right. Please continue your attacks upon him.
Well, the first thing is he takes a d4 from being in a grapple with me at the start of my turn. So that is 1 damage again. That's not rolling very well. And I'm going to yell, admit it! Admit you're a thief!
No, I'm not. I had
Okay, well, then I'm going to keep
legal
punching
rights
him.
for all of this.
I punch him again. And, that's a 26, so that'll be 10 damage. And then I
Okay.
will punch him again. And that is 24, so that also hits. And
Mhm.
how is he looking at this point? That's another 10 damage.
Are you trying to kill him or knock him unconscious?
I'm trying to knock him unconscious.
He's unconscious.
I'm going to start dragging him up the stairs.
Oh my god!
And
I mean,
I'll
you do
use
have a suit
my...
of armor right there that's gonna try to punch
Oh,
you.
it's fine. I'm going to use my bonus action to second wind. So that heals me by... rolled a 2, so only 7. But I'll take it.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
armor
I'm
will.
Hit
gonna...
points are hit points.
Yeah.
All right, that
So what...
mangled suit of armor will try and take a attack roll.
Yeah. Let's see.
16.
That is on the dot. Does that hit in 5e again?
Meet it
If
or
I
beat
go
it.
with the attack.
Then yeah.
Oh,
Then that
Okay.
hits.
may I impose a disadvantage with my protection?
I am right next to you, so
Indeed.
Yeah.
We'll give it.
got to roll
Well, that was
higher.
even better.
Yow!
Okay, well it still hits.
Well,
That was 6 points of bludgeoning.
it was
Okay. Removed everything I just healed, which is fine.
You got 1
more.
point.
Yeah, things are looking
Yeah, I
up.
got 1 point. I got 1 point. But yeah, I'm gonna drag him up the stairs by the scruff of his neck. This thief needs to
You.
be brought to justice.
All right. You start dragging him back down the hall. That really wonky suit of armor is going to now try and get you, Centurion. Even though it's not doing too hot.
That is okay. Hit me!
That is a 16 and a 17.
Miss. Both. My AC is 18, if you need it.
Good lord. All right. It kind of like more falls into the wall, not having its balance. Celia.
Cool. Let's see. I was just going to go ahead and try to finish off this one right in front of me since I can't really move otherwise. So, got my spell slot back earlier, so I've got more chromatic orbs coming up. Just one this time. And that's a 23 to hit.
That hit.
And that's going to be another 19 acid.
19 acid.
Yep.
Excellent. It just it just sort of melts. A lot of it melts and dissolves. And the bits that remain just fall to the floor inanimate.
Perfect. And yeah, I'm just imagining like she throws the orb at it and then just kind of, at this point, she's figured out kind of how the spell works and where the key points are. And is just aiming the orb to go right through them.
Yeah. All right. See, that one is out of combat. So, Kamric.
Okay. Well, then I guess I will go ahead and give Centurion a hand now, since that's the only armor that's left standing. And I will go ahead and we'll do another acid arrow at the armor that is grappling with Centurion, fighting with Centurion there.
Attempting to fight Centurion.
Attempted, yes, that's good. That is a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
All right. Oh my god, those dice rolls were very bad, though. That is going to be 7 acid damage. However, on the start of its next turn, it is going to take 2d4 more acid damage. So let me know when that comes back around. I'll roll the other 2.
Well, it's not going to have another turn because you
Okay.
also managed to critically weaken it. Guys, that was supposed to be a hard fight.
I'm
According-
sorry.
The problem is you have
No.
multiple casters and somebody who understands the grappling rules.
Yeah.
And
I
utilize them
apologize.
to
I didn't
the,
even need to use any of my martial dice.
No. But it was a good fight. So you guys start going back up.
Yeah, we should probably get out of this room. I don't know how long that door is going to stay open. It's
Yeah.
closed by itself last time.
By the way, I'm going to slap some manacles on the noble and then wrap him up in my net. So
We're
if he
just gonna
wakes up,
full-on
he's
hog
gonna.
tie this guy and haul him out.
Yeah, yeah. And do I, as an investigator, have enough evidence to bring this thief to justice, or am I gonna have to take him to frontier court?
I mean, we haven't done a whole lot of actual investigating.
Yeah, we kind of just shoved some stuff in a bag.
I mean, to be fair, the evidence may have come in the plot hook when we were getting hired, because I do believe. So surely there is.
We were convinced they were telling the truth. Yes.
Something, yeah. There's something. Might not be enough to bring him to real legal justice.
We'll get
though.
him out of the mansion, and then we'll maybe go through the contents of the bag. And
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
see
the
what
bag,
happens
my bag's contents: adventuring gears, one tied-up nobleman,
then.
regular things.
So we'll get
Yeah,
back out of the vault and ascend back up the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, as an investigator, it would probably be very hard with what evidence and information you have at this moment to really make a case against him. But there's probably some justice that has been served here in this absolutely embarrassing defeat.
Okay.
I'm probably
okay.
waking up manacled and in a net.
What does this is gonna be kind of a weird tangent, but what does the plumbing and or restroom situation look like in this city? Does this man have actual plumbing, or does he have an outhouse, or what does he have?
More of he has a privy. So it's not really plumbing, it's more like a outhouse but attached
Okay.
to
Yeah.
I am going to see if I can sneak my way in there with him and my is this like a really large nobleman, or is he like kind of on the smaller side? Could I cram him in my bag? Would that be doable?
How big is your bag?
Large adventuring sack. Not magical.
Nah, I'd say he's still too big for that.
Okay.
He's like a good 5'8", generally muscular.
Okay. I'm gonna try to find a route to the privy from this area that is relatively unwatched. If that's doable.
Sure. So you guys make it back up the stairs between, the pattern that was shown and through the detect magic, and then Centurion knowing the buttons that will deactivate those ruins. You guys are able to make it up without an issue. You kind of push the portrait open, and no one's lurking about.
Okay.
So you're able to kind of sneak out quietly. And you can very quickly identify a privy door.
Yes, I'm going to slip into the privy, and I'm going to drop this unconscious, tied-up nobleman into the septic pit below.
Oh my god!
And I'll just leave him there. That's a good dose of justice.
Why are we putting him in here? We could just put him in his room or something.
No, I
I
think
this
this is what he needs. This is what he needs.
Open a pile of human feces.
Yeah. While wrapped up in a net and locked in some manacles.
How's he gonna get out?
He'll yell for some help, and everybody will know where he's been.
There is an entrance out of it because it has to be cleaned out and all that
Yeah.
gross stuff.
I
Don't
mean,
think too much about that. But
Yeah.
yes, he'll be fine.
I suggest we
Eventually.
take our leave of
His,
this place.
yeah, his reputation will not be fine, but he will be physically fine. Maybe not mentally.
So, as you descend back into the party, everything seems normal. You notice the guards seem kind of agitated and a little shifty-eyed, but they're not doing anything. You do hear a shriek coming from the ballroom, along with a mighty call of "Don't mess with the Johns," as like an illusion of sort appears to be rampaging through the room, just causing general mayhem, but no damage.
Do I see this
Um,
John?
Are you like popping in to like really check this
Yeah,
out?
yeah. I'm gonna pop in, and if I can get like a glance from him, I'm gonna wink at him before I leave.
Yeah. You can see him there casting. You guys catch each other's eye. You give him a wink. He gives a smile and just
Okay.
continues to like have this like great monstrous bird just flying around.
Okay. I think my prank was better, and he'll discover that soon enough.
Yes.
Uh,
But you guys are able to make it out back into town. I'd say the next day you return the helm to the uh, Weathermore family. They are extremely grateful. They hand over the gold that they had promised you, and tell you that they will be moving and leaving town. And
Might be a
rumors
good
start
idea.
to come about the what?
That might be a good idea.
yeah, just a little bit.
Yep, you're planning to sell this to buy a new home, all that good stuff. Um, but yes, rumors begin to go around that the new Baron was found in a very undignified state. And possibly that he was robbed or that he was making it up. And his sister has apparently run off with a spice merchant.
Of course.
The spice must flow.
So that has been your great adventure, your new tale of heroism.
A successful job all around.
His day must have gone from 0 to 100 real quickly.
Yeah,
It
you have
tends
quite
to
the
when
Monday.
the adventuring parties get involved.
That is
Yeah,
true.
yeah. I mean, one minute he's having a party, a couple minutes later he's getting robbed, and he's knocked out in 18 seconds flat from a flurry of blows, and then he wakes up tied up and in a pile of feces.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Uh,
It's going to be it's going to be okay, Centurion. I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll take a bath and he'll be all right.
it's just what the thief deserves.
Hopefully he
And
learns his lesson.
yeah, Andy's a liar and a cheat. Okay, we've proved this.
What?
So,
How is he a cheat?
oh, not that kind.
Oh, okay. He was pretty nice on the eyes, I will admit.
I mean, at least as far as we know.
I do regret not being able to see those maps, but another time.
You seemed very interested in those indeed.
Yes, and actually, had you gone into the office without him there, you could have found the ledger and the fake ledger that would have justified his thievery.
Oh,
But
well,
yeah.
that's good enough.
Yeah.
We've tarnished his reputation, or probably more than tarnished. I might, dare I say, besmirched. His
Yeah, I'd say
reputation. It's in the
I'd say
toilet, one could say.
God.
One
Indeed.
could. We won't, but one could.
Yes.
But I know it is quite late on our end, and whenever this is playing, it's also getting rather late. So thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for watching who stuck with us through all these shenanigans tonight, and especially the inability of my brain to think up cool names in the very beginning. But that didn't scare you off.
You gotta warm
But
it up. You gotta warm it up.
I mean, now we have the cult of the Johns. Okay,
We've
This is-
established the local John clubs.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
Faerun
true.
chapter 256. You know.
It means a very
Yeah.
different thing in Faerun, yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Hopefully we will be back next week with our regular game. But we hope to see you here next time. Thank you very much and have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yep. See ya.
All right.